We have to shake off these winter blues. Not that it was a particularly tough winter, and not that I want that motorcycle in my background either, so let's retape. Good morning, everybody. It's springtime, and with that we have some zucchini, and we're going to make a beautiful spring dish that's going to shake off the winter blues. Not that it was a particularly tough winter, but it's just a glorious day to get out these nice fresh flavors that come out of the garden early on. And so what we're going to do is a Courgette Ruban, and it's basically going to have some elements of the zucchini which we're going to put into thin strips. We're going to keep that raw. We'll mix it with extra virgin olive oil, fresh cracked pepper, and some sea salt. And we're not going to cook that part, but we are going to cook the other part to it, which is very simple: mushrooms and shallots. This is what I call a large shallot. When I'm referring to a large shallot, there's actually a couple of bulbs in there, so this is what you're looking for. So we're going to do 3 to 4 of those, depending on your flavor, how much oignon you like, or shallots. And we're going to top that with a few great things. I'm going to make a sauce with balsamic vinaigrette and sour cream, and that's going to be a cool, wonderful topping. And then on top of that, as if that's not gilding the lily enough, we'll have some smoked salmon and some capers. Now, if you want to keep it vegetarian, skip the smoked salmon, but I highly recommend it. It's going to make it for a fine dish. All right, let's start cooking. All right, let's chop some of these beautiful shallots up. Nice and sharp. Always keep the steel, give it a little touch up before you start chopping. And so the shallots don't have to be chopped too fine, honestly, but if you want, you can do it that way. It's up to you, honestly, so. All right, now we're going to do a tablespoon of butter over here. Let that melt up a little bit in my nice hot saute pan. Look at that mound of shallots. Do you think I like shallots? I don't know. Anyway, you can use less if you want, but these will reduce to about half the volume once I'm done. And I love my shallots. They just have an amazing tender flavor compared to an onion. So, and it's traditional French cuisine anyway. Hey, asbestos fingers, right? Right in the pan. Anyway, we'll let that reduce a little bit, and once it's start to get a little bit more translucent, we're going to add some extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of salt, and the mushrooms. Okay, they're starting to brown up nicely. So a little bit of the extra virgin olive oil, as I promised. Some sea salt. Just a little bit of a pinch over here. What would it be without fresh ground pepper? That's my middle name. And lots of it. Beautiful. All right, let's add these mushrooms, the champignons. And we're going to stir that up a little bit over here. Oh, once again, the aromas in this kitchen. That's one of the benefits to home cooking. The amazing aromas you can't get when it comes out of a box. Beautiful. Okay. Shutting off the fire on the mushrooms and the shallots, and we're going to let that sit for a bit and rest. And now we're going to work on a zucchini. So you would basically like to chop off the ends of both of them, and after that we're going to start stripping them. We're going to put them into little slivers, kind of like fettuccine actually, and that's about the size that you're aiming for. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm making ribbons out of the zucchini over here, and you can just flip it along like this as you go along. And once you get down to the seeds, and flip it this way so you can get the other part, it makes it even that way. You can do it on a board like this and just rotate it, and it makes it for an easier job. So once again, when you get down to the seeds, stop, because that's not the part that you're looking for. Okay, we're done with the zucchini. You know what to do with these when you're done with them? Do you know what good they're for? Nothing. Just throw them out. I'm just kidding. No, what you want to do is use them in anything. You can put them, cube them up, put them in a salad. You can puree them. You can add them to soup. You can freeze them, cut them into little slices and freeze them, and you can add them later on to any kind of particular dish that you'd like. So don't throw any part of the good vegetable away. Just joking with you there. Okay, so we've got all of our ribbons over here together. Beautiful. And so we will add our extra virgin olive oil, and you want to add, fair amount over here, like about a quarter cup, because it will absorb it. And also a little bit of salt. The coarse sea salt I love because it has a little crunch to it and it has nice mineral flavor. Some herbs de Provence, and once again the real herbs de Provence have the lavender in them, so look for that. And fresh cracked pepper. I'm just going to sit here for about a half an hour adding fresh cracked pepper. I love my pepper. All right, let's toss that up a little bit over here. And we are going to be good. Where's my other little utensil? Ah, there you are. Okay. Looking good. And you know what? As you toss it up, you can see if it needs any more of the extra virgin olive oil, because once again, the zucchini tends to be an oil hog and it absorbs it up. And I do see that it's a little on the dry side. Just tossing it up a little bit over here. And adding a touch more of the extra virgin olive oil over here. Just to moisten it up. A touch more of the herbs de Provence. Extra sea salt over here, never hurt. Zucchini needs a little help when it comes to some spices. Fresh cracked pepper. Look at that. It really does look like a great spring and summertime meal. Time to work on our sauce. And this is going to be incredibly straightforward, very simple. And I'm trying to make it so that most of my meals are fewer ingredients so that people want to make them and not look at the list of ingredients and say, oh my goodness, this is too much, I don't have this stuff, or it just looks overwhelming. Love sour cream if you see too many ingredients. And sometimes it's just not necessary. Simplicity works best. So we have the sour cream over here, and to that we'll add our balsamic vinegar. And you don't need much, actually. All you need is a touch of it, because I'll tell you, it's quite powerful. So I'll mix that up a little bit, and it's going to turn a beautiful color. Okay, so it turns a slight golden hue because of the balsamic vinegar. And we'll add a little bit of the herbs de Provence to this as well. So this is a key ingredient in a great deal of the dish, is the herbs. It does give it a je ne sais quoi. All right, we'll use that as a topping. Let's put the rest of the dish together meanwhile, though. All right, it's time to put it all together. So let's put, I'll tell you, these mushrooms and shallots look and smell amazing. It's almost, oh, the scent, the aroma. Don't call it a smell. Call it an aroma. Call it a scent. Let's bottle this stuff. We can make perfume. Do a chef, I guess, right? All right. We'll mix that up a little bit over here, and we'll put that on a beautiful dish for presentation, and then we'll top it in individual dishes with the smoked salmon as well as the sauce that we just made. Marvelous. Wait till you try this. All right, I'm going to mix up the sauce just a little bit more over here, and let's just center it right down the center. A little bit of layer like that. Oh, beautiful. We'll save a little bit for the individual platters as well. And I have, once again, some smoked salmon. You can just kind of curl on top for presentation and flavor, of course. I love smoked salmon. I love everything. Who am I kidding? So we'll put a few of these on top over here, and then we're going to add a little bit more for some color and texture and flavor. A little bit of caper over here, and a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. Of course. We're done. Okay, so we have this beautiful dish over here that contains summertime vegetables as well as a unique flavor of the shallots and the mushrooms all together. It's fresh, it's light, it's wonderful for the springtime breaking into the early summer. So enjoy this with your family and the friends and build some memories that will last a lifetime. And good cooking to you all.